in the semi, but when it counted, she has done it.
What an insane day 3. Welcome to Jacob the Analyst. I'm not going to lie to you guys, and I hate when people say I knew this would happen, knowing daggone well, except for a few subs on my channel who really keep up, especially on those polls. Some of us are still in shock as Sha'Carri Richardson took home gold. If you were to tell me that it would have played out this way at the beginning of the season, I would have laughed, aside from diehard Richardson fans. But in the middle of the season, after she had ran with legit competition at the Miramar Invitational, throwing down a time of 10:57 with a 4-1 win aid, that is when I changed my mind back on April 8th, 2023. All that time, I said, okay, now, what about the 200 meters though? As she will be running that event on the 23rd, just a few days from now. 3 things that are different about Richardson this season, and I'm not just talking about speed. We have a completely 360-degree switch with personality, behavior, and attitude. I said it a while back, guys. Richardson is not duplicatable. You might think she's acting up, but at 2 a.m. in the hotel, she is probably running on the treadmill, figuratively speaking. So don't let any of those crazy antics outside of track and field fool you. She has demonstrated that she's a hard worker. Everyone likes the comeback kid story. I do believe she is done with the past, and hopefully we will see her break new records in the future. But keep in mind, she is not done at Worlds. No. Again, she has a 200 meters in a few days, and I think she is a very strong candidate for the 4x100. All my opinions here, so this is what I think. The 4x1, I see it as her team to lead. I would put Richardson as anchor or 4th leg, Twanisha Terry at 3rd leg, for the 2nd leg, either Brittany Brown or Tamara Clark. But I am going to go with experience with that one and go with Brown instead for that 2nd leg because of my choice of the 1st leg. Hear me out here. And this 1st leg is something special, but I want someone young out there, and that would be Tamari Davis. Davis is a future, incredible athlete right now, and in a much better position when folks like Shanwti Jackson and Mia-Brahe Pederson start to onboard in a few years from now or maybe next year. Now, you might ask, Jacob, well, what about Gabby Thomas? That is a tough question, and I'll tell you why. First off, she is good at everything. You got the 1, 2, 4, and if the 300 ever existed. Anyway, second thing, she comes with experience. When you are good at something and you have the experience, those 2 combinations are characteristics of a leader. Thomas needs a team to lead, but more importantly, one that fits her personality in terms of people, else we are constantly butting heads all day. But wait. Didn't I hear a rumor earlier this week that she was supposed to lead the mixed 4x4? What happened to that? I don't know, guys. Anyway, the only relay left for Thomas is the regular 4x4 if she chooses. So I am betting we might see her in that event, and that group of ladies seems to work well. But let me know what your relay picks would be and what will Richardson place in the 200 meters. Now, before we jump to the awesome Talitha digs, I did put out a poll on a question you guys brought up several days ago because it was interesting. I asked you guys if you would like to see Alexis Holmes, former UK Big Blue, in the 4x4. Well, 13% of you guys said to put her in the heat. 57% of you said yes, you want to see her in the 4x4 final. Either way, if she runs just the heat and they win the final, she still gets a gold medal, so her medal count becomes 2. And 30% of you said both heat and final. And a few minority of you said, no, I want my own country to win. Fair and respectable. I am rooting for the US, so I understand. These are interesting because most of you have sense and track knowledge, so we will see what direction the coaches take in the next few days here. But based on this poll, I won't be surprised if she ends up in the final. Shout out to subscriber T4A for that awesome question. And now turning our focus to the 400 meters, one of my favorite athletes this season, Talitha Diggs, came hard and fast in the last 50 meters of her heat. Guys, this is an exceptional D1 athlete, Florida's best. How this athletic program is able to mold and transform athletes like Diggs and Hall and Parker Valby is absolutely incredible. My niece, who is running for a community college out in Texas, asked me one night because she feels like she can call me at 2 a.m. for whatever reason. I need a one-on-one with my sister because I am too old for that. Why is she not D1? I told her, first, stay in your lane, push through, and finish your freaking race, because that is exactly what Talitha Diggs did right in this race. Athlete is truly amazing. And let me tell you how amazing of a year she has had just this season. Last year, she was first in the NCAA 400-meter championship. This year, she finished 5th overall in the NCAA, and one of her competitors, Kennedy Simon, who was top 3 along with her last season, did not even make the finals at the NCAA this year. This tells you the competition was stacked, and I guarantee we are going to see the NCAA qualifications get even harder the next year to come. But then for Talitha Diggs to come out of NCAA and finish top 3 at nationals, edging Rosey Effiong and several pros, notable names of professionals, is very respectable. So again, hats off to Diggs, as she is officially top 8 at Worlds, which is remarkable feat to add onto her resume. And shout out to Lynna Irby-Jackson, who recently got married. She missed the cut by 1 spot, a 10th of a second. I was looking at Lynna's resume when she was at the Bulldogs, decided to go pro early into her sophomore year of college. Her times were ridiculous back then, but since then, it's been relatively stagnant, aside from her running a 50-11 and coming in 4th place at nationals this year. But I want to transition to the other events. So let us start with the men's 110-meter hurdles. We have Grant Holloway finishing 1st place, Daniel Roberts coming in 3rd place, and Freddie Crittenden coming at 4th. Holloway was a strong favorite before this race and now a 3-time world champion. Daniel Roberts having a strong season with many years ahead of him, and Freddie Crittenden also having a solid season thus far for the year. It is great to see the U.S. dominating this event, and shout out to Parchment of Jamaica taking 2nd place. And for the women's 400-meter hurdles, we have Dalilah Muhammad, Shamir Little, and Anna Cockrell advancing to the semifinals. Little has looked very, very strong this season. She's my favorite top 3 going into finals along with Dalilah Muhammad. You cannot take your eyes off Muhammad as she finds some way to pull through as she did last year at Worlds, walking out with bronze. And Cockrell is still a strong contender for finishing top 8. Now, where I stand with the medals, honestly, guys, I do not care. For some of you, it is just making it out of nationals. For some people, it's a medal, and I get it. For me personally, to finish top 8 in the world is already an achievement. You have crushed literally everyone on the planet. So should you be upset? No, I don't think so. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone record still stands at 50.68. Femke Ball has a world lead time of 51.45, which is about a 5 to 9 meter distance from Sydney's record. Now, is it likely Levrone's record gets beaten at this meet? Absolutely no. But if Ball continues at the rate that she is going and considers this a unique specialty at just the age of 23, well, unless Levrone comes back to the hurdles, Levrone's record is not likely to stand for so long. Ball is going to eat up every opportunity she has. And mind you, this young lady is not afraid to run multiple events either, as we have seen with the mixed 4x4, regular 4x4, and the 400 meters. So just imagine if she got a hold of taking a break from one of these events. And for the women's pole vault, we have Katie Moon, Hannah Mall, Sandy Morris, and Bridget Williams all advancing to the next round. My favorite is Moon, so let's watch out for her. For the 400-meter hurdles men's semifinal, we had Ray Benjamin and Trevor Bessette hitting his personal best of 47.38. Both men are advancing to the finals. CJ Allen missed the mark by 1/10 of a second, but overall 70% of his personal best times were this year, which is absolutely incredible and demonstrates first improvement, discipline, clear consistency, and concentration at this late point of his career. Some of us wish we had all of those qualities. And for the triple jump men, both Will Clay and Chris Bernard were outjumped in the finals by Burkina Faso taking gold and the Cubans taking silver and bronze. And last but not least, Brian Williams tried his best in the discus throw, but was not able to make top 8 in the final. Finished with a mark of 63.62. Sweden, Slovakia, and Lithuania ended up walking away with gold, silver, and bronze. But we still have many more events to come later on this week. I look forward to cover as much as possible, but let me know 2 of your favorite athletes that really stood out on day 3. And it is time we transition over to comment stream. And one of these subscribers, YB, writes at 28, Talia Brooks with a 12.61 100-meter hurdle personal best and 6.78-meter long jump personal best should seriously consider committing to one of those 2 individual events, given the sheer amount of DNFs she's had in her heptathlon career to date. It's an insane amount of not finishing. Britain needs to take the rest of the year off and heal properly and only run the 100-meter next year. No doubling the 400-meter hurdles next year. Yes, one subscriber after that said she is still young for doubling 400-meter hurdles. Yeah, I look back at the Britton Wilson situation, and for someone of her small frame stature and able to double, which shows a lot of power, but I think where we're seeing is the body kind of gives. So her coaches and doctors and physicians need to evaluate what her next steps should be. I think if she just focuses on one, obviously she's great at the 400 meters, just being a hurdler. We'll see how that goes. So we want and wish her speedy recovery. Trican Ace just posted a note. Make sure you guys check out his channel. Looked like he just dropped his first video in a while. Hey, Jacob, I'm coming back today with my first video. It's been so much going on, my dude, as it's been very chaotic. I can't imagine because he usually posts regularly. So hopefully everything is going good. And I'll check out his video. I think he just came out with a Sha'Carri Richardson video. So make sure you guys check him out and support him. And Heavy 400 says Sha'Carri time. Boy, Sha'Carri Richardson, man. She is blowing up right now on social media. So good for her. She's done a lot this season. And as I mentioned, guys, it's a 360. Sha'Carri Richardson is not duplicatable. So people out there, and I know young people want to follow trends. This is the type of lady that would just put on an act at front, but in the back scenes, she is going to the weight room. She is running 400s. From what I've seen in her performance this year, Sha'Carri Richardson is definitely running some force in practice. So don't be fooled. Deion Sanders also had this type of character, outgoing type. But in the back end, Deion Sanders was a workaholic. I mean, this guy just looked at tapes during football practice. He was practicing drills. He was probably the most hardest athlete right next to Emmitt Smith as far as the Dallas Cowboys is concerned. So some of you guys might get fooled about how these athletes behave outside, but in closed doors, guys, man, Sha'Carri Richardson is a beast. And I'm not afraid to say this. She will outwork me in any workout. just from what I've seen of her perform this year, I could tell you she's working as hard as Bowie did like 10 years ago. And that is no lie, because when you run these great overtimes, something's going on. And that's what it means. The hard work ethic is really paying off. And as I said, it's not a 180. It's a completely 360. But that's all I have. Make sure you check out day 2 video. This day 3 video, guys, I didn't really have enough time, so I just put the pictures of the athletes together. So hopefully the content, I still like it. I reviewed this video. I really liked it. It just seemed to have more energy, even though I am making it at 2 a.m. in the morning. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.